if I was a trained surgeon and you were in trouble, would you trust me?
I mean, to be in a hospital in a doctor's hands, I gotta be passed out or missing a limb or something. I will trust them, yeah.
There you go then.
It's a good subject, Alan. This is exactly what I called
You want Bob?
about. Joined about.
What's up, Bob?
Yeah.
What's up?
You never asked for my credentials.
No, I didn't believe it. No need to ask.
Well, I know you didn't, but you never asked for evidence.
Well, if you want to pop them on Flickr and post a link up, you want to do that?
All right.
It's like, do you know Gav Allen from the Dell and Gav Beyond the Imaginary Curve?
Yeah.
So is Gav you know, does he have documents and can he back up his knowledge?
Does he? Do you mean does he have a degree?
Yeah, does he have a degree like university and stuff? Yeah.
Yes, but you know, clever people believe in stupid things.
Well, and stupid people are clever, right? Many times?
No, not by definition. Clever people. You'll find many scientists, for example, that believe in God.
Alan, when you say many scientists believe in God,
yep.
How many's many?
I don't have a number, but I imagine quite a lot.
So is that like a statement that you just plucked from thin air, like?
No. I think there's quite. I could probably go and do a bit of research and find you at least 5 really famous.
5 of how many thousands of them?
Famous. I said, Tony. That was the key word.
Okay.
Do you think that they believe it, or they just entertain the idea?
Newton wrote more about religion than he did about science.
Yeah, and also Newton denounced gravity by the end of his life. He didn't support gravity. It was only pushed after his death. Shut up!
And we're talking about scientists who believe in God, and there's no question that Newton was a scientist. Einstein made reference to his belief in God too.
Really quick. Mark Dox, are you still there, Mark? Yeah?
Yeah,
hey.
So here.
All right, so PMARS. Hey, I would like to hear a little show and interview. Mark Doxey and you. Have you seen Mark Doxey? He interviewed Conspiracy Cat and Alan B. It's interesting. I mean, people want to hear, you know, your take. And Mark is very respectful guy. Mark, I think that would be a good idea. Doing a quick little hangout with PMARS in a very near future.
Is that before I do you or after?
Nah, I don't need to be interviewed. I'm just a small person.
Oh, no, that's well. PMARS, would you do a one-to-one with me on like an interview base?
You're mute, Pete.
Who's muted me?
Yeah, what do you want my email?
Yeah, sure. You'll find my email on my channel, Mark Doxey, on YouTube.
And not being funny or nothing, but PMARS, you are a character. I mean, a very entertaining character, and you've been here for a while. I was listening to the old debates these last couple nights, the first ones in single digits and double digits of flat earth debates, and you are there, and I mean, you're a smart guy. You still are, so I respect you in that sense. You've been around for a little while, man.
Yeah.
Peach is very deep.
I'm existential.
Okay.
So what is Bob? Are we gonna get some credentials up in here?
Bob's gone.
Who was the troll account that made the donation? I reckon it was P.
Ute.
Ute's not in chat. Ute's not in chat though, is he?
That's Ute that does Mark Taylor.
Yeah, but Ute's not even in the chat.
It's Ute.
Well, he's not in chat, and I've never seen him make donations.
You have now.
Yeah, there was a Mark Taylor sock account messing in Pete Pichet hangout yesterday.
Yeah, it's you that does it. He's obsessed.
But Mark's equally obsessed with you, though. There's a bromance going on there, I think.
I got
Now
a
with Mark-
video. I go one-on-one with Mark Taylor about subliminal messages, I think. It's pretty funny. It's like 9 minutes.
That's good. Yeah, there's a few people I respect in that sense. PMARS, you got a voice on your own. Alan B, even though they say, "Oh, you're paid, your shield is bullshit." You got your own persona.
Well, I got
Timmy
my money
Osman.
this morning, Jose.
Right? You shield check, right? You shield.
Did you get yours?
Hey, no, not yet. Timmy Osman is a good guy. He's on his own too.
Tim Osman is not a good guy. Do not trust him.
No, it's not. I like his style because he doesn't fit in any group. He's on his own.
Do not trust him. He's not a good guy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't trust myself sometimes. I trust nobody.
Got very girly ankles as well.
Yeah, that's a meme about not trusting yourself, but we've been so indoctrinated and brainwashed. I think that's actually true because I don't know. I found out where I've been brainwashed in the past, and like I keep working on trying to deprogram myself, but it's pretty difficult.
It is difficult, yeah.
PMARS, do you think 99% of the population is brainwashed?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you say 99% of the population believe in the globe?
I mean, I guess so, yeah.
Okay, so then obviously they're doing a good job.
Yeah, but I think the globe is the truth. I think some of the things we are indoctrinated to believe are true. I've seen some, actually, I was watching a cartoon and I saw some flat earth brainwashing where they were laughing about gravity. And I tried to post it on my channel, but I got a copyright strike.
Well, I could say that flat earth is the oldest psyop, but yet, I mean, I believe it's the truth.
And then if it's the truth, I don't think they would let Patricia Steer go on the CBS show, or like Mark Sargent was allowed to go on mainstream media. I don't think they would allow that if it was true.
Yeah, but they're ridiculing them when they do it, though. They're not.
But negative publicity is still publicity, and if you have the truth, they won't put you in the mainstream whatsoever, in my opinion, even to ridicule you.
The thought.
I think ridicule is more useful than censorship.
What they would do is just ignore you. There was a guy I can't remember what election, I think the 92 election, he was running for president and he was getting he was pulling a higher percentage of votes than a lot of the candidates.
John Kerry was that?
No, this guy, he was like not a part of the establishment. And so like they wouldn't let him on televised debates. And this guy did this documentary called Spin, where he recorded the mainstream media when they thought they were off camera, and you can hear him in the background like demanding to be allowed on the televised debate. And the media, it really exposed like the media doing underhanded tricks to censor this guy. They wouldn't even let him on TV in this one debate. So I think that's like what they would do. They would ignore you. They wouldn't even let you on TV if you had the truth. Even if they are mocking you, they're still giving you publicity, and negative publicity is still good. So I think if it was the truth, it wouldn't be allowed on TV.
I find it interesting that anybody can maintain their position in Ball Earth because the evidence is ridiculous for it.
I don't think there's any evidence to support a flat Earth.
Well, but we have no money either. We have a P900 and a compass. What would you expect? And have you looked at J-Tola Media's recent video? It's 1,100 miles and it's flat. How can that be explained if we're supposed to be backing around a ball as it bends around?
I think you just want it to be flat, Tony.
I just want to see the evidence that supports the assertion that we live on a ball. I don't care what shape it is. It could be a comet. It could be a testicle. I don't really give a shit what color it is, what shape it is, what flavor it is. I just want to see that it's a ball. That's what they
I don't believe you do, though, because you just deny all the evidence. That there's tons of evidence that it's a ball. That's
not denial. I consider it and reject it because it doesn't prove the point they're telling us.
But you said that about everything.
But what about the P900 viewing of the ISS transit the moon? Is that not credible?
P900 viewing of the transit of the moon?
Yeah. From Jerry.
I'm not sure what video you're referring to. What point did it make?
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Alan B, Sleeping Warrior, The Plain Truth, P Mars, Mark Doxy, Jose, Earth Flattener, Arwin and Alan. Good to have you all.
Hola.
Hola.
Good afternoon. I subbed the channel queue.
Well, so, warm welcome from all 10 panelists. Wonderful, wonderful. Any signs of curvature, gentlemen?
Oh, not this again.
Always going to ask these difficult questions that you don't give answers to, Alan. Do you have any signs of curvature, Alan, that you'd like to present?
What does the ISS fly around?
I don't know. What do you mean? The light in the sky that people see.
Are you presuming it's flying around?
Well, it seemed to move in Jaren's video.
What's it? What is it exactly?
It's a satellite.
Says who?
Jaren.
Jaren filmed a light in the sky, and you're saying that he proposed that it's a satellite. Is that what you're saying?
No, he proposed that satellites exist.
Did he really?
Maybe he did.
Right.
There's a YouTube channel.
I don't think so.
No, he didn't. He just said that he did catch something transiting the moon, but it doesn't mean anything. You can't tell what it is. He can't say there's people in it or if it's anything at all but a light.
But a light.
So, do you know what it is, Alan? Do you know what it is? That light that Jaren filmed?
Yes, it's the ISS.
And who told you that? Was it your parents?
Was it M. Scott Beach's parents?
Why have you got it in for Scott?
Who told you that it's got people in it, Alan? Who told you that?
Do you not believe it's got people in, Nathan?
Sorry, I've never been there. Have you been there? Should I believe you and your testimony having been there?
There's lots of places you haven't
been.
So
have you been there? Yes or no?
Lots of places.
So have you been there? I don't care about lots of places. We're talking specifically about the ISS and whether or not you have been there.
Oh, false equivalences all the time.
So have you been there? How many times are you going to obfuscate this question before you say, no, Nathan, I had to trust somebody? And then we go back to my original question, who told you this?
Why do you not trust anything?
Sorry, you trust everything that Big Brother says. So we're trying to find out why that is. We did it the whole last show, and when it gets to these awkward questions, so far we've had Earth curve. That's the first question. We've moved on to the ISS, and we've quickly established that you've had to take the word of somebody because you haven't been there. Even though you don't want to say that, we're all laughing, knowing full well that you've not bloody been there. You just don't want to say that because then you have to accept that you've just taken it on faith, this religious belief in the ISS with people on it. And who's that faith come from? Who's that faith come from? You want to talk over me now? Normally ask a question and get silence. I'll tell you where it's come from. The same big daddy government that you didn't question on the last show. Correct, Alan? Or are you going to obfuscate this rather than just saying, yes, I trust everything they say?
Well, when you're driving around in your
Why
van,
are you talking about what I'm doing when I'm asking you whether or not you just trust big daddy government in this instance in the same as the last instance?
You don't have to trust government. You can look at it.
I'm asking Alan whether or not he does, though, because obviously it's them that's told him there's people in the ISS.
Yes, I've had
Shout
a
out
few
to Peanuts Clark for the super chat. Thank you very much. Alan B believes in a place he will never go. That's absolutely correct. He's a fantasist with a space religion, Peanuts Clark. Correct.
Shout out to Peanuts Clark.
So this is going to be another one of those times that because Big Daddy Government said it, you absolutely trust every word of it and do not question it at all.
Do you pay tax to the Big Daddy government?
So what? So the people who rob me need to be trusted, do they?
Nathan.
Yes.
Would you mind sharing my screen? I'd just
Certainly.
like to share what Alan showed us in the last show.
Yeah, go ahead, you're on.
So in case you're watching this in historically, Alan claimed that because photographs exist of M. Scott reaching Daddy's spacesuit, it adds to the credibility of the claim that that space exists. And when challenged, he presented this link for this document, which claims that the spacesuits leak at a rate of some PSI per minute or whatever. And it's a lovely document. It's dead credible. It makes me really feel as though this is credible. So what I did as a counter was I showed that you can buy literally, this is Nathan's dad on Amazon with a Father Christmas suit on. And to counter the idea that there's a manual, I found that there is a Father Christmas manual, and it tells you exactly how to be the Santa. And it's got 536 pages of hard facts, right? Instructions and information with no fluff. So this tells you how to be the Santa, the only Santa. It's 500 pages. Santa is real.
Terrible analogy.
How? It's 536 pages of hard facts, Alan. Facts, not fiction. Facts.
Unbelievable.
So you reject that, do you?
Of course I do.
So why would you just instantly accept the other one?
Because one's fictional and one's real.
How can you tell?
I've seen pictures of the suit.
Pictures. Here we go. So let's go back to the pictures of the suit. Is that real or is that not real?
That's real for a fictional character.
So it's real then?
It's a real suit, yes.
Right. So and the manual to be Father Christmas, you don't accept this as real?
No.
But it says hard facts there.
That's a novelty gift, Tony.
It's 536 pages of truth, though.
That's a novelty gift.
So how do you distinguish between the truth, according to you, and the truth that we laugh at, according to NASA?
Can you believe this, P?
Go on, how do you tell the difference?
Yeah, I see it every day.
Every day, Santa.
They're delusional.
Yeah.
Do you know what else I looked at when I found it here? I found a little picture, right?
Yep.
So if the suits leak, what did you say it was? X amount of PSI per minute. What was the value you gave?
180.
180 pounds per square inch every minute.
No. If you look on the next page up, it gives you the value.
What was the value?
Just hold on.
Because if the suits leak, why would there be a pressure relief valve if the suits already leak?
To release the pressure quicker.
But if they're already leaking?
No, that's a dumb argument.
Well, it seems redundant to have a pressure relief valve when they already leak.
No, it's not.
Really, Alan? Are you really going to argue this point for Alan?
He is.
No, I'm not doing this point for Alan.
Right, shut up,
doing
Alan.
this point
This
for
is Alan's
general
point.
logic. It's stupid.
Let Alan speak. This is Alan's point. Why have they got a pressure relief valve if they leak on the next page according to...
If you look on page 2 to 3 and table 2.1, you'll find the Earth's pressure drop, and you'll find the leak rate. There you go, Tony.
3.5 psi, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So where's the leak rate?
Why would they bother documenting that if it's not real?
Where is it? I don't see it.
Sorry,
I see the thing
sorry,
called pressure.
what kind of question is that? What kind of question is that?
Leak rate closed. 4.0.
Why would they leave cookies and a carrot out if Santa wasn't real, Alan? Why would they do that?
Why do you keep referring to Santa and believe?
Because
you make
I'm
your
asking you,
argument look
why on
stupid.
earth anybody would leave a carrot out if the reindeer didn't exist? What would be the point in the carrot? Answer me, what's the point in the carrot if the reindeer don't exist, Alan? What's the point of the carrot? No, I want to know the answer. What's the point in the carrot?
I'm tired of this stupid Santa.
Oh, right, I'm tired of this stupid shit with no proof of space attached to it. This document that apparently claims spacesuits leak in space, even though there's sod all proof of space. Who cares about this spacesuit? Space isn't real, Alan. It's just a religious belief. You don't need to rumpus me. I don't care about this in the same way you don't care about the carrot, because this is as farcical as the carrot. People lie, Alan.
Logical fallacy.
Really? People lie is a logical fallacy? No, it's a fact of life, you absolute idiot.
Very poor.
Fact of life, your parents lie about Santa, and surprisingly, some of those people work for NASA.
What if I said that NASA was Santa for adults?
Why would that be?
Because everyone seems to believe him, but nobody can prove that like the stuff that they do is true.
So you don't think they've got 140,000 employees?
Who cares what he thinks? Does it
all
matter
this
what
is
he thinks?
checkable.
Are we asking for your feelings on NASA? Your thoughts on NASA,
checkable.
Alan?
All this
Or
is
are we asking you for evidence of space
Go and do
being
some
real?
research.
I'm not asking for your general thoughts and feelings about space, Alan. I couldn't give a crap.
Go and do some research. How many employees have they got?
Who cares? It's like this document. Does having lots of employees mean that suddenly that's valid? Space,
Well,
that is.
Nathan,
you can't
if there
have
were a
pressure without a container. Demonstrate that.
Yeah, hey, Alan, by that same sense, you know, Hollywood has a lot of people working for them. It's a big crowd. Does that make their movies truth?
True, Arwen. That's quite a good analogy for you. But where are all the whistleblowers?
Sorry, so we're moving on. So your point's been wrecked twice.
Talking to
Space
Arwen.
isn't real, and the number of staff that they have doesn't prove space. So what? This
Well,
is just the
if NASA
scattergun.
are all about
So hold
scamming
on. What I'm trying to get at, Alan, is you provide something that you claim is proof. We rip it to pieces, and rather than you going, oh yeah, that's interesting, that's just backing up my religious belief, you come up with the next shit, obvious crap that you want to assert your religious belief with. So you're just going to scattergun us indefinitely with false information. So wrong. So the number of staff that NASA have doesn't prove space is real, Alan. Let's not move on to the next shit point that you want to make about your religious faith. Let's stick with this one. Why would you assert that the number of staff they have proves whatever they say to be real? Why would you make this false equivalency, Alan?
Do you want me to explain? I will then. Well, you
That would
claim
be
that
why I
NASA is
specifically
scam-
asked that question
I
that
can't-
you
I
moved
can't
on
even
from
get a
and
sense of
avoided
that.
asking, hence me having to
Can't
re-ask it.
even get
So
a
yes,
sense.
the
gonna
fact that
answer
you were
the
asked it in
question.
the first place would suggest we wanted an answer. You moved on. Now I'm repeating it. Don't ask me whether or not I want an answer. You've been asked twice.
Can't even get an answer out. Is this a debate or what?
Oh, I'm such a victim. Rather than answering this awkward question about why I've asserted some nonsense that has no validity and then moved on after it's been demolished, I'd rather play the victim than answer the question.
Can I answer now?
No.
So you assert that NASA is a money scam.
You're asking
correct?
me a question. That's not an answer, is it now, Dick Brain? Do you know the difference between an answer and a question?
Answer the question.
Don't
No,
ask
you
me
answer
a
the
question.
question. Why
You have
do you assert
asserted
that
that the number of people employed at
matter whether
NASA
it's
proves space is real. Now I'm asking, given Arwen's wonderful point, why would you assert that that proves space is real when it absolutely doesn't? And as you put it, is a false equivalency. The number of staff doesn't equate to space being real, you absolute retard. Now answer the question. Why would you assert that?
Because it's a fact.
A fact that the number of staff that NASA has equates to whether or not space is real. What an absolute retard.
You've got a telescope, go and look at it.
Oh, so we're moving on to the next point. No, Alan, you don't seem to get this. This is the second time you've asserted a shit point that proved nothing and it's been demolished, and you keep moving on. Rather than accepting or acknowledging anything, it seems that the very people that you don't question and don't take any steps to questioning or checking their information seem to be consistently flawed in the logic you use to assert that what they say is true. And yet, rather than acknowledging that, you just move on constantly.
Alan, you were already halfway answering it with a reasonably decent answer, which I would like to answer. That is, why are there no whistleblowers if it's such a big organization? Yeah, that does kind of become a factor. When a lot of employees are involved, then yeah, the chances become greater of a whistleblower. But there's a big difference with NASA. Mainly, they're huge budget. So people that are going to be in the know, they're going to be bribed because that's part of the contract of keeping that knowledge.
Do you think
there's wealth if you keep it a secret, and if you then blow that secret, you not only don't get that money anymore, you become excommunicated, you become shamed, you become declared insane, perhaps institutionalized, all that crap. But the main cornerstone is the huge pile of money which is used to bribe the people in the know for their secrecy.
Again, good point, Owen. However, I'd like to point to Edward Snowden.
He's not an astronaut. He is not of NASA.
But equally, for the NSA, was on a huge paycheck.
But that's actually doing illegal things that they're not supposed to do.
Sorry, who said he blew the whistle? Sorry, hold on. Who said he blew the whistle exactly? Did you hear it from him?
Yes.
You heard it from him. You spoke to Edward Snowden and he told you all about his whistleblowing exploits, did he?
I saw the documentary of him blowing the whistle.
Oh, so you saw a documentary?
Yes.
Who was the documentary made by?
Guardian newspaper.
Oh, really? So mainstream news then? And you didn't question this?
Question what? Exactly.
The thing that you're telling us from mainstream news. Again, it seems like everything else on the table is open for questioning unless it's come from mainstream news or government. Then it's unquestionable by Alan and immediately accepted as fact. This guy, Edward Snowden, completely whistleblowed. It's not orchestrated. He doesn't know a thing about it other than what the mainstream press has said, and you have just accepted that also, without questioning it, without verifying it, without checking any of the facts. Correct, Alan? You've just...
Snowden
why are you rumpusing me? Why are you rumpusing me, Alan? Is this a difficult fact to accept? That you basically check everything around you, everything's questioned, except mainstream news and what government says. Does that not disturb you that the only things that you accept come from Big Daddy and mainstream news? Doesn't that concern you, Alan?
What did you say, P. Mars?
I'm pretty sure Snowden is a fake.
P. Mars, shut up, I want an answer.
Asset.
Stop. No, don't, no. The panel's not going to hijack my point, just because my points are devastating, Alan. So why is it that you're not questioning this mainstream news like you question everything else?
I wanted to hear what P. Mars had
I don't care. You will answer this question. Just answer the question, Alan, like you say to me. The question is, why haven't you questioned this information from mainstream news and just accepted it? About Edward Snowden specifically. Why have you accepted it? Why haven't you looked into it? Why haven't you fact-checked it?
I have.
You have?
There you go. P. Mars, what were you saying?
No, what have you done to fact-check it?
I typed it.
Snowden is Mark Zuckerberg's cousin.
I don't need to know what he is. I want to know what you've done to fact-check the information you gave us direct from mainstream news.
The information that he leaked happened to be true.
Sorry, it's just true because you accept it or because you fact-checked it?
I read the documents.
You read the document given to you by mainstream news?
No, by WikiLeaks.
So you don't think WikiLeaks is mainstream news? You believe everything about what WikiLeaks has been presented by mainstream news also? It seems you're very trusting of these authority figures that tell you things. Why would that be, Alan? That's the main question here. Why is it you don't question any of this stuff?
It's a little complicated here, but...
So go on, P. Mars.
No! Not go on, P. Mars. I'm asking you a question. Just answer it.
I'm bored with you.
Well, then sod off. I'm the host. If you don't want to answer my questions, you don't get to revert to P. Mars so you can get out of a difficult question. Why don't you question the authorities and mainstream news? But you do question everything else.
Answer it.
Equally, Nathan, have you questioned quantum?
That's a question for me. I'm asking you. You have told us about what mainstream news has said. You've presented this information. I've not presented a damn thing. So I'd like to know why you don't question this information, yet you question everything else.
Same reason you don't question quantum eraser.
Oh, right. I haven't spent hours and hours questioning what he says. You just know that because you spend a lot of time in my skin, do you? Anyway, moving away from the ham-handed segue, why don't you question the information you have just presented to us?
I read the documents.
What, the one that was given to you by WikiLeaks?
Yep.
Oh, why didn't you question it?
Oh, you probably did.
I did. Next question.
So what did you do to question it? How did you fact-check this information?
You read the document.
Sorry, we've heard that 3 times. I know you read what WikiLeaks gave you. What did you do to fact-check it? What questions were asked? What steps were taken? Like with whatever his name is, Mark Taylor. You moved your mouse over him, clicked on it, and checked whether it was him or not. What did you do to verify the information given to you by WikiLeaks? Was it none? You just read the document and accepted what it said?
No, he checked with IT, apparently. So
if those things were possible. And they are.
Oh, so we have gas pressure without a container. Is that possible?
Don't know, ask quantum eraser.
I'm asking you. You have asserted about space and spacesuits being in space on multiple occasions on this show and the last show. I'm not presenting anything. Quantum Eraser's not presenting anything. You are. So, space, where those spacesuits you showed us were supposed to be. Can you prove that we can have gas pressure without a container, like space?
Pressure gradient. Pressure gradient.
Sorry. Gas pressure needs a container. I can demonstrate that with 1,000 examples. Don't talk over me. Your religious belief...
Gravity doesn't do anything.
Oh, Arwen's going to rumpus the shit out of me now. So your religious belief has the vacuum of space next to the gas pressure that I'm breathing right now. I know the gas pressure bit's real. Don't need to tell me about its gradation. I know it's real, I'm breathing it. The vacuum, on the other hand, the space bit, none of us are going to. You're not going to. So... can you prove that we can have gas pressure without a container? To prove space?
Yep.
Go on then. Let's see a demonstration of gas pressure without a container.
Just look up, Nathan.
No, that's just asserting your religious belief that that's what the world is. That's not a demonstration. That's an assertion of a religious belief.
Nathan, you can just get your telescope and look at it. There it is. I see it.
You can't see vacuum, idiot.
I see it. Therefore,
you can't see it. You're seeing nothing.
Don't you see stars and planets?
Emperor's New Clothes then. So we're looking at something that isn't there and have to accept that it's real, do we? Based on what the government told you? Based what a play said with nice costumes?
What do you think it is?
Well, I'm not making any assertions. You're saying space is real, and I'm saying, no, that's impossible. You can't have gas pressure without a container. 1,000,001 examples of gas pressure with a container. What about without? Like space? Oh no, you just look up and accept what I say. Believe me like I believe.
You don't have to believe me.
No, yeah, but that makes it a religious belief that you're just asserting here with pictures of spacesuits and the word of a costume designer's son.
Costume designer's
Yeah, that's what he was wearing, a costume, for his little play to fool people like you who believe people based on what they show them on TV.
Crikey.
Yeah. That's you, a dimwit who believes what he sees on TV. Distrust your parents, but believe everything on TV. Believe WikiLeaks, but distrust your parents. Right, Alan? Yeah? Don't trust your nearest and dearest, but do trust Big Brother and what the papers say, and what WikiLeaks say.
Well, the thing is, Nathan, you've already admitted that you lie and your parents lied. So
Everybody lies.
Well, anyway, let's talk about...
Yeah, so everybody lies. You're going to disagree with that?
Move on, please.
Yeah, let's move on.
So everybody lies. Are you going to disagree with that?
What are you saying, Nathan? Sorry, I wasn't listening.
I said it 3 times. You confirmed what I said when you told me that means I lie, when I specifically said everybody, without exception, lies. So if you're going to disagree with that, I'd like you to do it now or not.
You lie every day for money.
Sorry, are you disagreeing with my statement that everybody lies? I'd like to hear if you disagree with that or not. You think there are people who don't lie?
Yes, there are.
Who is this specific individual that does not lie?
Many people.
Give me one example.
Many people.
Give me an example. Give me one example that I can go and fact check.
You want to go and fact check?
Yeah, that's right. I want to check what you say is true. Unlike you with the papers and what the government said, I'd like to fact check this nonsense that you know an individual, even one that you haven't named yet, that does not lie.
So you like to fact check, so why do you not fact check?
Don't ask me a question, just give me the name of this person you've just claimed exists. Just one. I'm not asking for 10 people. You said lots of them. I'm asking for one name. One. And I'll go and check whether or not what you claim is true. And when I find it isn't, which I know it's not, I'll come back and say it seems everybody lies, Alan, including Big Brother and the papers that you trust so much.
Yeah, including really dumb people, like even mongoloids know how to lie.
Mongoloids?
Yeah, like all types of people that are not literally a coma vegetable, they will lie at some point. That's what you learn when you're 6. It's part of your consciousness growing process.
You don't.
So if you can find
question of the housekeeping.
skip that phase, that would be very interesting study case.
So you don't believe there's anybody in the world that's never lied?
That's right.
Do you want to give us an example?
Learns
Back
to
to
lie
my
when
question.
they're 6.
That was my
It's
question.
natural.
Excuse me. That was my question to you.
I was just asking.
Well, you made an assertion. I'm trying to establish that it's a fact. Everybody lies, including NASA, including the government, including the papers, including WikiLeaks. However, the last 3 on that list you trust implicitly, which seems balmy to me.
Okay, then here's an individual you can look into. There's a guy called Richard Sims. He never lies.
Nathan, I know this is annoying, but I have to disagree about the WikiLeaks. They don't lie. They may withhold certain information, but I don't think they lied because they would.
Do you know what it's called when you withhold certain omission? You have information missing. That's called lying by omission, Arwin.
No, that's not. It's withholding information.
Who's going to back me
It's
up?
not the same
That is
thing.
if you miss out key bits of information, that's called lying by omission.
No, it's withholding information. Lying is saying something that is incorrect on purpose.
Yeah.
And
So if I make a
is not
statement,
lying.
if I make a statement that something isn't true, and I make a big long speech, and at the end I make a little tiny statement that what I've stated is not true, and I leave out that last little sentence, then I have omitted the main part, the main detail, which changes the entire context. That is lying by omission.
In contract law,
If there was something factually incorrect, then it is a lie. But as long as you just don't mention something,
No, that's not a lie. You don't know the definition of a lie, Arwin.
Yeah, I do.
What's the definition of a lie?
It's knowingly giving wrong factual information. It's deceiving. Withholding information is not the same thing. It's withholding information. You can like swirl around something to try to prevent unleashing that information by lying, but just withholding information in itself is not lying.
It's a lie by omission.
Right, that was my point. Thank you, P. I knew someone would back me up eventually.
By omission?
Well, hang on. Were you actually waiting for someone to back you up?
Not really.
Oh, good. I was going to say, because no one can get a word in at the minute.
And you're right. Everything you're saying is obvious. It's clear. And Arwin said it too. You said lying is deception, but withholding information is deception.
Yeah.
No, it's a misrepresentation.
No, a lying by.
But then you are literally trying to present something as it is not.
Or not.
Withholding information can be part of that.
Yeah, that's called lying by omission.
Information in itself is not a lie.
Yeah, but lying by omission is the phrase. It's not
No, but that's not literally a synonym.
It's
described right here. Lying by omission, also known as continuing misrepresentation.
Not a misrepresentation.
Yeah, it's right there. You need me to quote it again? Are you going to do this again?
Misrepresentation is where you say something that's wrong.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, but if you
the
lie,
definition.
if you say nothing, then you haven't said anything, have you, Arwin?
Riley? You want me to humiliate you again?
Okay, well,
Arwin,
hold on.
Arwin,
This isn't the point. The whole point
not.
of this conversation is that we have people who lie. Now, even if it's a small number, let's pretend for a second that Alan's right, and only a small percentage of people lie. Well, then a small percentage of people who work at NASA lie. That's a fact. Whether you like it or not, Alan, you can dilute it down as much as you like. It makes no odds. There are potential lies coming from the offices of The Guardian, of WikiLeaks, and of NASA, and despite that, you trust every word.
No, Nathan. The only small percentage of people that doesn't lie work in the government, NASA, and what else? And the media.
Indeed, if you say so.
Well, I mean, what do you think? Like flat earthers don't lie?
Everybody lies.
Yes, we all lie. 100% of the humanity, the human beings
So
lie.
You can't trust flat earthers any more than you can trust NASA, can you?
Yeah, better to just trust your own research. Don't trust other people, P. Just do your own research and come to your own conclusion. And when someone like Alan comes along and tells you to believe what he's read in the papers, don't.
Paranoid.
Oh, right. So when I question what's in the papers, that's paranoia. When you question basically everything except what's in the papers, that's perfectly normal.
You're paranoid.
It's funny, like people that lie will tell you to do your own research. Like Alex Jones says that all the time.
Yeah, and look at the stuff he sells.
Hang on a minute. Nathan's just said they were saying words, P. Are you implying that Nathan's a liar?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Yeah,
Nathan.
P. Mars is also a liar. So is Alan B.
I'll tell you who's a better liar. Somebody who can do it for 16 hours a day.
Notice
Spurs
he didn't
chemo.
disagree. Notice he didn't correct me. Notice that no correction came.
Spurs chemo can lie non-stop.
Why Spurs a liar? What's he said?
Spurs can go for 16 hours non-stop telling you.
No evidence
So
again.
let me get it straight. So rather than talking about the potential lies coming from NASA, the subject of this very show, you'd rather talk about Spurs, who there's a good chance a few people in the audience have never even heard of. A good chance all of them have heard about NASA, the main subject here, but you want to divert things onto Spurs, do you? No. The question is still on the table. Don't rumpus me. The question is still on the table. Why don't you question what comes out of those sources, Alan?
I've already said that I do.
Oh, really? So when I asked you about what background research you did on the WikiLeaks, you just kept repeating, I read the document, rather than I fact-checked the document by going and questioning this individual. I phoned up this company. No, you didn't say any of that. You just said I read the document, which is where you got the information from in the first place.
Oh, wait, back me up here.
What do you mean back you up? You haven't done any background research. You just keep telling us what The Guardian or WikiLeaks or NASA tells you, and you just trust them.
I read the documents and researched.
Yeah, you've said that 4 times. And when I say, well, what background research did you do? What fact-checking did you do? There's just a silence.
Read the documents.
Yeah, so that's the 5th time you've told us that the information you got, you took at face value from the document you read. You didn't do any fact-checking. You didn't question it. Like you question every word that Spurs said, which for some reason is more important than this.
No, I don't question anything that Spurs says because all of it is lies.
And so is everything that NASA says. All of it's lies, Alan. All of it.
Spurs is...
No, we're not talking about Spurs. He's not even here.
I can invite him.
Well, who cares? We're talking about your trust in NASA and what The Guardian and WikiLeaks say, and why you don't question them.
I do. I've already...
What questions did you ask? What questions did you ask?
I read the documents.
That's not a question.
It is.
I read the document.
Yes, because you...
No, that's an action. Do you not know the difference between a question and an action, you complete idiot?
Did you question soundly?
Have I made any statements about soundly?
Did you question his evidence?
I like his evidence.
Did you question it though?
Did I question
Soundly's evidence?
Why would I question it?
Did you question it?
Because you question everything except what supports your religious belief, Alan, it seems.
Tony, it was a live broadcast.
Did you question the evidence he presented,
Tony,
yes or no?
it was a live broadcast. What do you
Simple
think?
question, yes or no?
Why do you need to
Because we're just testing your analytical skills.
So you don't question live broadcasts, not even
So
like
you only do it to
ranties or
fly
anything, or it's just...
Have you seen the live broadcast?
Did you know they
there's
did
a lot
Doctor
of
Who live
live
once?
footage from
Just points out to
ranties that I
Alan.
don't-
Doctor
that I
Who
don't see.
was broadcast live once. Did you know that, Alan? They did one episode of Doctor Who live. Did you know that?
Cool. Fictional show, though, Nathan.
Sorry, did you know that? So no. Who said it was fictional?
You think Doctor Who's real?
You think NASA's real?
No, we were talking about Soundly.
Yeah, we're talking about what we see on TV. You said it was a live broadcast, therefore real. I said Doctor Who was a live broadcast, therefore real. And you went, oh, no. That's
the
obviously
broadcast's still
fiction.
real.
Oh, right.
The
Well, Santa's obviously fiction. NASA's obviously fiction.
Terrible analogy.
Well, why?
Oh, it's perfect.
It just is.
It's perfect. It's both
Why?
two
Because
studio
it's
cases.
against your religion belief. Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to defy your religion, making it a terrible analogy because it doesn't meet your standards of religion.
Well, one's clearly a fictional show, one's a live broadcast.
There's who?
Oh, Nathan.
They're both live
Doctor
broadcasts.
Who's
Doctor Who was live. What are you talking about? They're both live.
Doctor Who's real.
Your standard was it's live,
Doctor
therefore
Who
real.
is real.
Doctor Who was live, but apparently
Doctor
that
Who
suddenly
is
can
real.
be categorised as fiction. But heaven
Doctor
forbid
Who
anything
is
else
real.
gets categorised as fiction. No. They say it's real, so therefore it's real. Right, Alan?
No.
Well, yeah, you're saying it's real. Live broadcast, therefore real. That's what you said.
No.
No? Okay.
Alan, do you not think it's an issue when Jose went to repeat Soundly's work and he didn't manage to repeat it? He didn't get the same results.
He didn't repeat it because he also showed curves as well.
No, he didn't show curve. Even
Yes,
by
he
his
did.
own admission, he accepts that he didn't get the same results.
Yes, he did. Well, he wasn't in the same spot, was he?
True, but he didn't get the same results regardless of whether he was in the same spot or
He
not.
wouldn't get the
Soundly
same.
wouldn't help
He
him.
wouldn't get the same results unless he repeated the experiment exactly.
Yeah, and he did ask for
So the
Soundly's
curve
help.
is
and he refused.
only
no
from a
experiment.
very specific perspective, is it?
No,
That's interesting.
he wanted to repeat Soundly's experiment. He didn't go.
So is there
was no
curve at that
experiment.
bridge at any point? Because you would see it from any angle.
You can
But
see the
apparently you can only see that curve from Soundly's specific angle.
see
That's
the curve.
very surreal.
You can see the curve in Jose's work.
It's
No, you
like
can't.
you have to enter another dimension where suddenly curvature just comes in. Just
You
at that
realise
spot.
the bridge isn't straight.
Yeah.
It's fantastical.
All the long distance video you guys show here shows the curve. So
None of it does. Have you not seen Jay Toller
all of it
Media's?
does.
Jose, can you see any curve in your footage?
No.
If it's repeatable, I believe it.
So why can't Jose see any curve when you're saying he can?
Because he's brainwashed and delusional.
Yeah. Jose likes to flip flop.
But why did Andrew John not get the same results when he validated the work or tried to repeat the work?
I'm not aware of that footage.
Just type in the name Andrew John in Google and you'll see that he did the same thing that Jose did and got the same results as Jose, but did not get the same results as Soundly.
See, the interesting thing is, I was on Discord when Jose was talking about his work, and when he just said no there, that was not the answer he gave while we were discussing it.
What was the answer he gave on Discord?
Yes, he could.
Rubbish.
Did I say yes? I could.
Yes.
So you call
Or
him
you interpret what I say as a yes.
Yeah,
you
you
interpret
did.
what I say as a yes.
He changes his views on the shape of the Earth based on who he's around.
So basically, you're calling him a liar to his face, then, right?
Correct.
Really?
I witnessed
So-
the same thing that Alan is talking about. Jose will when he's around Tim Osman, he'll say, "Yeah, the Earth is a sphere," and then when he comes here, he goes, "No, it's flat." So
All those interactions are in my channel. I mirror my interactions with the other guys in my channel. So if you want to see it, see it. What I say, there's obstruction in the video I took, and there's a lot of distortion in the bridge itself. That doesn't mean it's curvature. It's just obstruction and distortion.
You
It
said-
appears kind of a curve, but it's due to the distortion, distortion in the atmosphere. You can see it.
But Jose, we're looking
This
for
is
a
what we're
big-
dealing with. 2 seconds ago, he said no.
Now, apparent, Alan, it's actually a local optical phenomena. It's not universal.
He's just
a specific,
he's just literally
specific band within view.
Yeah, but we can make an apparent curve with the Phuket Words video on the top of that dam. Are you going to suggest
what he
that's
said
curvature
earlier,
as well over like a mile?
No. Bunch of liars, the lot of you.
No, hang on. We can repeat the same experience with Phuket Words video on like over a mile. Get the exact same results. It appears to look curved.
But I've just shown you a perfect example of what liars you are.
How was that an example of lying?
He's just said no and then said I
Such
can
a
literally
freaking
see
troll,
the apparent
Alan.
curve.
Apparent curvature is not the same as saying
That's not
it
what he
looks
said.
curved.
His exact words were, it kind of looks like curve, but it's lots of distortion. That's what he said. So that's not what he said, Alan. So you've misrepresented what he said and then called him a liar. What a cunt.
Yeah, I think that was a bit sly, to be honest.
Yeah,
Alan.
total wanker.
Over and over and over and over and over.
Indeed, yeah. You know, the moon kind of looks like a sphere. You know, it kind of looks so. So
That's
it must
because
be
it-
that.
because
so
it-
it must be because it kind of looks like it. That's the proof, right?
Shout
It kinda
out to
looks
Spurs
like-
Chemo.
so it must be that, right?
So why would you now shout Spurs Chemo out when you said that he was lying for 8 hours a day or whatever it was you said?
He's just sent me a message asking for a shout out.
It's not seeming very good on you at the minute, Alan.
Why?
Gotta be honest.
Why? What's up, Tony?
Well, you called Jose a liar to his face, and when he clarified what he thinks he's doing, he didn't support your position.
No.
I have spoken here, I have spoken there, I have spoken everywhere. Always the same opinion. It appears to be curved. Then I zoom in and I see all the distortion going on. It appears to curve, yes, but it's not necessarily a curve. It's just a distortion.
Very different answer to no, isn't it?
Didn't hear him. Didn't you cut off the end of what he said? Are you going to misrepresent him, having laughed over the top of what he just said, having said
I'm
it
sorry.
twice
Go
on
again,
this show?
Jose. Go again. Go again, Jose.
I repeated it as well, but you literally talked over the top of what he was saying. The actual statement that you misrepresented, you spoke over the top of, Alan. Seems like
Go
the only
again, Jose.
disingenuous person on this panel is you.
Go again, Jose. Sorry.
And I say it in the video, I title it, "This is my take after the Poncho train visit." When I looking at the bridge, it appears to be curving. Then I start zooming in and I see the obstruction in the building, which you guys call curvature. I call it obstruction. And then the bridge, it shows a lot of distortion of the mirroring effect, inferior mirage. So I don't know what's going on because I cannot clear the crap in the environment to see if it's curving or not. So it appears to be curved, but it's not. It's just mirroring and distortion.
Yeah, and your opinion's totally different when you're talking to ball earthers, so that's funny.
Same.
No.
So we need some evidence then. If you're going to assert that Jose's a liar, then we need to see the evidence to support that because he's saying that he's not lying.
All you need to do is to pop onto Jem's Discord and ask.
If I go on Jem's Discord, all I get is the pond scum of ball earth arguments doing what's it called, memes, and I'm never going to get a straight answer. You ballers can't give straight answers and provide evidence for any of the assertions that you all accept to be true. So why would it be any different if I did it?
What you should do there.
Come on, Riley. Peer consensus is truth. You know that. You just have to ask a few people.
You should have a word with Spurs Chemo. He'll look after you.
Why Spurs Chemo?
Because he's a moderator there.
But why would Spurs help me in this when it's your assertion, right?
Because he's your friend.
It's your assertion, though, right?
He's your friend.
But I'm not understanding the connection.
Pop along, ask some people that have witnessed what I've suggested, and see what the answer is.
So you're saying Spurs can act
Chemo.
as a witness?
Spurs is being one of those persons, right? That heard me interact with them, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so let's get Spurs in. Spurs, are you coming in?
Spurs actually watching?
He is, yes.
Yeah, can someone on the panel, is anyone willing to drop to let Spurs in? Get his take on this?
Just ring him on Skype, Nathan.
Okay.
That could drop off, Nathan.
It's okay, you may not need to. Although, this might be the point that it crashes. We'll see.
Psychic War said he wanted to leave it.
Yeah, well, there's a gap on the panel now, Spurs. If you want to join, just click the link in the info box.
Come on, Spurs, let's see what happens. So let's just be clear: if Spurs joins and then doesn't validate your claim, will you then apologise?
Spurs won't validate my claim.
I mean, I had a conversation with Jose where he said...
Hold on. He's just said that Spurs won't validate his claim. You were just citing him to validate your claim literally 30 seconds ago.
Because he's biased. Spurs is biased.
Sorry, hang on. You just literally told us, go and ask Spurs, because Spurs is a moderator there and he can validate this.
He'll look after you. He'll get you in.
What are you talking about? We're asking you for your evidence of your assertion, and you just seem to be getting us onto a Discord channel using Spurs. That's not providing evidence of what you've claimed.
Spurs will get you into the Discord channel.
So what? I want you to present evidence that Jose behaves any differently in Discord than he does here. Do you have any evidence for that?
Jose had a conversation with him about it, and he says it's not change, it's adaptation. Depends where I am. The approach must be slightly different. Depends on who you talk to. If you want to stay in the discussion.
Exactly.
He says
I don't see anything wrong with it.
That doesn't seem to back Alan's point, P.
Yeah. I mean, I think it does.
Really? It's just pretty much the same thing he said here.
Silence. And if Spurs want to tell something about me, because I have cornered Spurs, he have made some claims in the Game Panda, and I have argued against his points as a Spurs. You cannot talk about this and you cannot say that, and we get into little arguments in there. So if Spurs got something to tell about me, he will say it, because we're not buddies, you know?
Spurs would back you, Jose. He's a pathological liar.
Oh, so when you asked us to get just a red herring. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello, how's it going? Can't quite read your name.
Aesthetic Brainiac.
Sorry, you guessed what's your name?
Aesthetic Brainiac.
Hello? Hello, you guessed.
It's gone on mute.
We need to have a little bit more conversation with you, or you're going to get kicked out.
It did say hello.
So what? Can you say a bit more than hello?
Dude, speak up.
No, I've kicked him out. You've still got the same problem. So, you're very trusting of what the government say, what the papers say. You don't seem to question them in the same way you question everything else. You've made an assertion here that someone's a liar and then told us to go speak to Spurs, and then when we try and get Spurs in, you've said we can't trust Spurs, so I don't see why you're telling us to speak to Spurs. Yeah, so have you got any evidence at all to back your claim about Jose's actions elsewhere?
If you want to get on the Discord server, there's...
No, we don't.
Okay.
It's a shithole.
Okay, so we go on the Discord server, and what will we find to back your assertion there?
You'll find...
Rancid Fanny is what we'll find.
Alan, is this going to change the shape of the Earth, what my opinion is on it?
No, it just proves that you're a liar.
No, it proves you're a liar, that you're making claims without evidence. So far, other than you saying he behaves differently, you've provided absolutely nothing to back that claim.
Well, I've given you an option to join somewhere where you can
speak. So what? So an option to join is not evidence. Oh, Judge, yeah, I didn't kill the man. Tell you what you can do. You can go and join this club, and that's what you can do. You can go and join this club, Judge. That's my evidence for my defence. Go and join this club.
Do some research, Nathan. You could go and.
Oh, what, like you do with WikiLeaks?
I can back up what Alan is saying. I was there, and I thought Jose was a globe earther, and then the next day he went back to being a flat earther. That's why.
You want to hear how I behave? Go into my channel. I got the video when I joined Timmy Osman, the video when I joined Soundly, and other videos when I hang out with you, with the globe earthers. It's on my channel, period.
I've watched that video, and the worst I would say about him was that he was being politely neutral. But at the end of the day, he concluded that he didn't validate the claim. He actually said those words, I didn't get the same results. So I don't really see how you can call him a liar.
Well, I have. No.
It's a bit harsh.
You haven't backed it with evidence. So the only conclusion we in the audience can draw is that you are the liar, Alan. That you're the one smearing people with no evidence.
Yep.
Well, I gave you
obfuscator, red herring specialist.
I gave you
what I can say.
Troll, pretender, actor, wannabe, old English.
See if he says I gave you Discord to join. Let's see if that's his evidence again.
Gave you an opportunity to speak to
all
two
I
of
can
the
say,
witnesses, and you refused.
all I can say, the
an
Gem fan, the
option?
Discord people don't like
Wow.
about me.
Sorry,
that
I'm
I
just a
don't
bit
say-
overwhelmed with this option we've been given. Wow, that's amazing evidence. An option to do something. That's incredible evidence, Alan.
Do
The
some
standards
research
are so
and-
high.
So the Gem band, the Gem Discord people, they say they're not agreeing with me because they say I cut the curve and I deny it. They say you are a denier, but they're looking forward for me to go again. So they're hanging in there because they know, they think, they know I'm gonna see the curve, I'm gonna catch it, and I'm gonna present it, and I will present whatever I catch. Is it a curve or not? I don't know, but they're looking forward for it. They say, so you're all right, but because at least you take the videos and you present them. I don't gonna interpret the videos. I'm just gonna present them. Period.
Which was the video that you said that you had Tim on? Is it on your channel?
I'm with Timmy Osman, yeah, on my channel. Yeah, I went to hang out with Timmy, talk about Flat Earth and other stuff or something like that.
Right, I've got it on screen. I'm just going to see if there's a transcript. Let's just see if I can find the conclusion of what you actually said at the time. Give me 5 minutes, I'll be back with you.
No worries. But the general consensus from what Jose's just said is they seem to be calling him a curve denier over on Discord, Alan.
You what?
They seem to be calling him a curve denier.
Who?
The person we're talking about that you've claimed is a liar.
No, the accusation was that he's a flip-flopper depending on who he's with.
And that's not what Jose's just read. He's just read a few comments that seem to be accusing him of being a curve denier.
Where's he read those from?
Discord.
Which section?
I don't know. Jose read them. Have you got anything to present? To back your claim?
Yes, I was there.
So that's not that's hearsay.
You don't know what was there.
So do you want to actually present some evidence of that? Not that you were there. Not that you were there. That what you say is true. Because you're calling a man a liar. I'm just going to call you a liar, Alan. You're a liar. You've been on the panel loads and you're just a liar. We know you're a liar. You lie about space all the time, about having proof for it, and you don't.
You make money from lying.
You make up stuff all the time. You're a liar.
You make money from lying.
You make up stuff about space being real. You're a liar. Alan's a liar.
Yeah, just because you don't make money from it doesn't mean that it is your hobby.
The truth.
Because you're an actor and a pathological liar
Just
that has no
segue.
life.
Rather than accepting the fact that he makes up crap all the time with no evidence for things like space, you'd rather move on to my money making off YouTube rather than address this problem that he has with his lies.
The truth should be free.
Oh, really? So prove space is true.
You lie for money.
Nath, do you want to screen share, please?
Sure.
So I've just found this little bit of evidence here to cast a little bit of light. Flat Earth, Soundly Lake Pontchartrain, I'm calling you out. So when I've searched for the word Soundly in here, I started to find out other stuff. But he says, Soundly, yeah, you Soundly, you know what, I'm calling you out, yeah, you Mr. Pontchartrain, Mr. Louisiana, scientific method curvature of the earth, yes, you, in my face, calling you out, brother. You know what, I can do this shit, blah, blah, blah. Why would somebody that supports the curvature of the earth and validate Soundly's work call him out?
You better ask him, and why he's got a split personality.
Well, it's not supporting your
argument, Alan. It's not supporting your argument at all.
Neither has Nathan denied my claim.
No. This is your claim.
Can I please have permission to just kick him because he's in his pure obfuscation mode? This is gonna go on until the end of the show, guaranteed.
No, I agree with
bet
Alan.
money
I was there
on
with
it.
Alan, and I feel the same way as Alan. I thought
and
Jose
will
was
continue
a
exactly as he is
and was
until.
That's Dank for the super chat. Says lie to us more, Oakley. We love it.
He flip flops.
Couldn't
Thank you
hear
very much
any
for
of
the
that.
super chat. Much obliged.
Oh, and we don't kick you when you're doing the same.
I don't do the same.
Yeah, you do.
Don't falsely accuse me, shithead.
You absolutely do the same. So, Alan, are you going to retract your statement that you think he's a liar?
No.
Come on, you're being disingenuous.
I'm not. I'd say to
You
his
haven't got
face,
any
I
evidence
don't
to
like the
support
guy.
it, other
I'd
than
say it
Pete
to his
Miles.
face. Well, I've said it to his face. I like Jose.
And I've presented evidence that shows Jose's calling him out. So
you haven't.
What are we to believe?
So hey, I got a few mentions in the, when you in Discord, and there's an option, and you put the @ symbol, and you got all the mentions written under your name. I presented 3 screenshots of the last, like maybe 2 or 3 days of all my mentions. If somebody want to check the back chat, the Hangout back chat, and you're gonna see 3 screenshots I put in there to see my mentions. It's funny.
Thing is, you have 2 live witnesses here who have witnessed it. Sorry.
Yeah, one's P Mars.
What's wrong with P Mars?
Well, he's hardly neutral, is he?
Well, he's no more
Clinically insane. That's a problem.
He's no less neutral
That's all
than
right.
you.
You know, don't hold it against him.
But he's no less neutral than me.
I'm not insane. I'm schizoid.
Oh, all right. That doesn't fall into that category. Right?
It's not.
No, of course not. It's just slightly delusional. That's all.
Either way,
it has nothing to do with delusion. Schizoid is just means I'm a loner, pretty much.
No. That's not.
Go look at what schizoid means.
No, that's a character portrayal.
No.
That's what schizos usually end up like.
I'm not schizo. I'm schizoid.
All right.
So remember, you cannot be polite.
Fine.
No, it doesn't matter who you're talking to. You cannot be polite and a gentleman, right?
It's a personality disorder. It's not like a.
It's not insane.
Insane.
Really? So.
Yeah, it's a personality disorder characterized by a lack of interest in social relationships, a tendency towards a solitary or sheltered lifestyle, secretiveness, emotional coldness, detachment, and apathy.
Shout out to Dank for the super chat. Lie to us more, Oakley. We love it.
So, but yeah, I don't hold that against P. Mars. As for Alan goes, we don't even have a confirmation that you're really a person because you're just an actor that copy pastes that actor's face on their icon, never shows who they are. Very good at their act, being the old tea drinking British man, so amusing. You're not even a real person, okay? So yeah, we're not gonna use your testimony on anything.
You know what? I got one short point to make. Do you know what's funny? That over here, even Anthony Riley don't agree with me when I try to somehow defend Soundly for no reason because I think he's not tricking any videos, and Anthony thinks the opposite. So I'm kind of just defending Soundly for no reason, and in the same breath, I'm calling out Richie from Mr. Thrive and Survive, and I call him out here, and I say, please don't be a coward and go to Poncho Trade and meet with Soundly. So do you think I'm being two-faced when I'm calling out one flat earther for being not honest and calling a baller being honest? You think I'm being biased here, really?
No, what I'm saying, Jose, is that you change your opinion to meet the audience or crowd that you're with.
Maybe you're exaggerating your perception. Is it not more likely that he's just being polite?
I'm sorry, you've got a witness in the same room who was there telling you exactly the same thing. Sorry, mate. Not exaggerating.
You don't have to be sorry. Be sorry for yourself.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be the first time that ballers have exaggerated things.
Well, would it be the first time that you've lied?
It would be the case that if Jose is here and there's evidence that's calling him out, I'm not sure that you can really argue that he's flip-flopping.
Not a big deal. Alan lies every time he comes on the panel claiming he's got proof of space.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, another tumbleweed moment every time I present this devastating fact that Alan lies about space. Takes the word of NASA, takes the word of The Guardian, takes the word of WikiLeaks.
Sorry, I was distracted by M. Scott Veach there.
Yeah. M. Scott Veach in his costume.
Your religious icon is very distracting, I know. It's like you feel this...
I call M. Scott Veach as a witness.
To worship him because he's been closer to your fantasy. So you want that. You want more. So
I call M. Scott Veach a witness of my interaction in Discord. He's 90% of the time being there when I speak. And I don't know if he agrees or disagrees with my approach, but he can tell if I'm lying or not. Boom.
Why don't you nip on Discord and ask him?
I think an assertion without evidence can be dismissed without evidence.
Scott says, I think Jose is upfront about his approach. That's what Scott said.
Well, Nathan, what do you think?
I think nothing has backed Alan's claim whatsoever. So pretty much nothing Alan says is worth anything.
Except P. Mars.
Well, what value should we attach to P. Mars' witness statement here?
Are you saying he's less worthy than you?
Well, he's not exactly unbiased, is he? And I can, if push came to shove, and P. Mars was put on the spot to support you or not, I reckon he'd support you.
I doubt it. We have no history.
I'm pretty unbiased.
We don't really have any history together.
Yeah, I would throw him under the bus in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but P. Mars, in a bad mood, you'd throw anybody under the bus.
I have no loyalty, really, to Pete.
So, Jose, no loyalty. Same thing applies then. For all we know, this could be you throwing Jose under the bus, and this could be your opportunity then, Al. Right, P?
Well, I've had a previous conversation with Jose about the same thing, right, Jose? Like, I've felt like this before.
We have talked, yes.
Jose is just a very flexible person.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So am I. Am I. I can do the same damn thing. I can get into your ball fantasy and help you around.
Yeah, you get
in your own misconceptions of your own model. I can do that. Doesn't make me a baller. Okay.
Oh, you argue gravity better than any baller we've ever known.
I know, because that's what my specialty is. So
specialty. That's one word for it.
Yeah, that's my personal focus against all odds, against all peers. That's
Against
what I
all
do.
evidence.
Despite a shithead like you constantly stalking and bullying me about it, I'd still do it. That's right.
Well, if the best evidence that we've got is a witness statement from P. Mars, and we've just seen evidence where he's calling out soundly on his own video, which is better, when he's calling out his own soundly on his own video, or P. Mars' witness statement?
Well, M. Scott Vita just replied, and he
Who
said,
cares? Who cares? We're weighing up the evidence.
I do believe I heard him saying he could see the curve.
Yeah, he does believe things that Daddy told him are true as well, though.
I call out ball earthers all the time, like Sean Hufford is a hypocrite and Reds. And these guys are liars.
So what? Is this some sort of standard? Wow,
I'm just saying I'm not biased.
No, zero. Conjecture, hearsay, loads of it.
Well, you're a little bit biased against Sean, aren't you? Because he's blaming you for the porn bombing on his channel that was done in my clone account name.
I mean, no.
So Peanuts Clark sends super chat, says, "Don't hate the Glober, hate the globe."
I mean, that's how I know he's a liar, because he'll say that, and he's also a hypocrite because he demands, evidence for things, but then he doesn't provide it when he calls me a porn bomber. No one has ever provided any evidence I'm a porn bomber, including you, Riley, who's accused me of it also.
Hold on. So you've been accused of being... Hold on. Let me get it straight. So there's both Sean Hufford and Anthony have both said that you're a porn bomber?
Yes.
So by your standards right now, that would mean that that was true. Two people have said it, right? Two people have confirmed it. And those two people aren't even on the same side. This lends a lot of credibility to you being a porn bomber.
No, Nathan, that's incorrect, because
look, I admitted it.
Hold on, I witnessed Jose do something. None of them have witnessed me porn bomb. It's totally
You've
different.
admitted it multiple times.
I've never admitted it.
Yeah, you did on this show live.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence.
You did live on air multiple times.
Show me the evidence.
You did.
I've never porn bombed anyone. Show me the
evidence.
Right.
You never lied either.
Why are you smirking, Pete?
Maybe you don't understand satire or something, Arwen.
Pete, why are you smirking when you say that?
You don't bring a lot of satire to your declarations of being a porn bomber. Being very specific about, I did porn bomb that guy right then, without any fun, any tone in your voice, just regularly saying it.
I never said that, Arwen.
I got a conclusion from my side. This is my closing statement. We all got rhetoric. We all can have words. We all have explanations, interpretation of stuff we see or we witness, right? Are you going to believe it? No. You're going to go to citations. You're going to go to footage, to evidence, right? The evidence is out there. Take a look and you make your own conclusion. Boom.
And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, you know exactly what to do. Probably done it already. But if you liked the show, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
What is that?
No, they're just slandering all over the place. You can't
never
take
porn
anything
bombed
these
Arwen.
guys
What
say
the hell
serious.
is
They're
wrong
like
with you?
social justice warriors, except with the globe. That's
Got any
exactly what
evidence,
these people are.
Arwen?
Politicized, self-lying, delusional, monotonous freaks.
It's like
They
this
have a total,
multi-tontum.
fanatical, all-encompassing religious belief that they'd probably die for.
Do you got
You know
any
what's funny?
evidence, Arwen, that-
Multi-tontum keep calling me a shill and keep calling me that I'm working with sound lead. So that's what's funny.